Good morning, sir. I'm R.O. Mandya, sir, from Karnataka. I'm Dr. Kumar, sir. Yeah. Sir, I have one question, sir. The candidate who is contesting from political party, for one political party, sir, is not appointing any counting agents. But on behalf of main candidate who is contesting from political party is appointing counting from the independent candidate on behalf of the independent candidate. In that case, whether those counting agents can sign the form number 17C for the main candidate who is contesting from the political party.
An agent who signs will be signing on behalf of his candidate. One agent cannot represent another candidate who has not appointed.
Sir, so actually, off the record, sir,
what exactly is the issue here?
Sir, the candidate who is contesting from political party is not appointing any counting agent, sir. Okay. But on behalf of him, because he is appointing counting agent from the independent candidate, thing is that the reason is they are presuming that the election expenditure may exceed 95 lakhs because per counting agent will cost around 600 rupees, D and DA. We will count it for that. So under the apprehension that it may exceed expenditure limits, now they are appointing counting agents from the independent in the name of independent candidate.
So independent candidate is also authorized or eligible to appoint counting agents. So here, in what form are they, referring to candidate? Because whoever is the agent present there, they will sign on this, but several documents, including part 2 of 17C. It is their agent will sign. So I don't think the agent has to sign write on behalf of so and so candidate. If the independent has an agent, that independent can watch or note down the votes polled for every candidate, including this candidate you are referring to. So because every candidate is entitled to note the vote for every candidate. If somebody is finding a discrepancy, somebody's mic is unmute. So noise is coming. Please mute yourself. So if an independent candidate's agent is noting down some discrepancy about the votes of another candidate, maybe some other candidate, he is entitled to point out, because any discrepancy in the vote count for any candidate is the concern of all the agents. So they can point out that, but then he cannot say I'm representing so and so candidate. He will be representing only his candidate. So is there any form on which a candidate, the agent signs and says I'm signing on behalf of so and so candidate? I think what I find is 17C part 2, the name of the candidate or election agent or counting agent. It is stroke. So whoever is signing, they will sign. So it doesn't say counting agent on behalf of so and so candidate. It doesn't they don't have to specifically, and also there is no mandatory requirement that a candidate should have agent. So if some other agent is watching the counting process, and so the other candidate can be satisfied with that if he has trust in that agent. It's not a mandatory requirement, but the candidate can be present in the counting hall. So Joshi, is there Mutuliaji, anything you want to add to this? If there is any reference on this, so I don't think there is any. I don't find any form on which the agent has.
Yes, sir. So the format for appointment of counting agent itself says that I so and so a candidate or agent of so and so who is a candidate of the above election do hereby appoint the following person as my counting agent. As my counting agent, he cannot appoint for other candidate. A candidate cannot appoint for another candidate for the purpose of any election agent for the purpose of counting. So he will not appoint or the appointed candidate will do the counting things for his candidate only, not for others. Is it clear now to you, Mandya, Arun?
I think it must be clear. Collector Kanyakumari, you have raised your hand. Please ask your question.
Good morning, sir. This is Aro Kanyakumari. I have to clarify, sir, in assembly segments of parliamentary constituency where postal ballots are not counted, the EVM counting can start at scheduled time of 8 a.m., sir.
This question is coming in every this kind of meeting. See, there are two situations where number one, one RO is responsible for counting of an assembly segment where postal ballot are counted. In this case, also there are two situations where somewhere it is in one case the EVM counting and the ballot paper counting both are counted at the same hall by putting different tables. And the second situation is where number of postal ballots are more than is expected, is not able to be counted at the place where you are counting CU. So in that case, you are having the adjacent room for counting of postal ballots. So actually that adjacent room is also an extended room for the room where EVM counting is happening. So in this case, in both the cases, the counting of EVMs, counting of votes in EVMs will take place after half an hour of commencement of counting of postal ballot. In rest of the assembly segments where there is no postal ballot or attached postal ballot, the EVM counting can start at the appointed hour. Clear, Kanyakumari?
Thank you, sir.
Is that clear,
Yes, thank you.
Kanyakumari? Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, SDM Purola, please ask your question.
नमस्कार सर सर काउंटिंग असिस्टेंट जब यूजर के रूप में हम उसको क्रिएट कर रहे हैं तो C2 तो क्रिएट हो रहा है, C1 क्रिएट नहीं हो सकता। काउंटिंग असिस्टेंट
क्या नहीं हो रहा है? जी फिर से बताएं क्या नहीं हो रहा है?
सर इनकोर में काउंटिंग मॉड्यूल में दो असिस्टेंट क्रिएट होने हैं सर ARO के लिए बिल्कुल। तो
पहले एक काम कीजिए, आपके पास मल्टीपल डिवाइस ऑन है, उसमें से केवल एक ही डिवाइस को रखिए, वो इको हो रहा है। जी आप बताइए।
आपका क्वेश्चन पूछिए, क्वेश्चन हमें अभी पूरा सुनाई नहीं दिया था। प्लीज रिपीट द क्वेश्चन।
SDM Purola sir, please ask your question. ठीक है, next question we can ask. RO2 Tripura East, please ask your question.
शुरू हुई इनके कागज देख लेना यार।
RO2 Tripura, please ask your question.
Sir, am I audible, sir? I'm asking.
Yeah.
No, you're audible. Yeah.
Sir, my question is, sir, actually, postal ballot counting, as per the content, it is said that for every table there should be one ARO. We are having around 10 to 15,000 of PB to be counted. So we are expecting around 10 to 15 tables also. So, sir, does it mean that every table we have one ARO for PB counting? Whether we can one ARO can manage 2-3 tables?
No, every table will have one ARO, two counting assistants, one counting supervisor, and one counting means one micro officer. So for each table, you will have one ARO.
Because the reason is that validity of all these, the envelope itself, the declaration, and the ballot, they are all to be decided by the RO or the ARO. So we need one of those authorities to decide the validity. So we cannot say that the counting assistant will decide. So we can't leave it. So that's the reason why the instructions say that every table should have. Otherwise, if you are giving the responsibility of one to one ARO for multiple tables, then what will happen is that counting will get delayed because he will have to go to each table and individually go through the process. So that will delay the entire process. That is why so in that case, you need to send proposals for additional AROs.
Thank you, sir. It's clear, sir.
Mr. Abhishek Saini, please ask your question. Mr. Abhishek Saini, you raise your hand. Please ask your question. DU Meerut, please ask your question.
Sir, good morning, sir.
This is DM
From
Meerut,
Udupi,
sir.
Karnataka, sir. Sir, I have
Hello. Sir, can you hear me, sir? This is DM Meerut, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I just want to ask the one thing is, if after counting process has been started and due to some medical emergency or some other reason that counting agents needs to be replaced, in the RO handbook it is written that after the counting process has been started, it can't be revoked. But due to some medical emergency, if the counting agent is not able to sit at that table, so can candidate or RO can appoint a new counting agent that time? So one question
This
is that.
question was raised. Yeah, this question was raised earlier also. The rule says if when a counting agent can be counting agent once appointed can be replaced before the commencement of the counting. That is what the rule says. And this question was raised by earlier also. Then this what ultimately was decided was this rule has been always there. It's not a new rule. So this has been followed in all the elections where the counting goes on long. Also, the idea of this the principle behind this rule is that once people are inside, including the agents, we are also the officials are also sitting. So they should finish the counting before they come out. That is the intention of the rule. So the exigency and all, I don't think we need to address that since this is not a new position. This has been going on. So if such a thing, such a dire exigency happens in your constituency, then at that stage you can raise. Otherwise, because if we issue a general instruction also, then how do you decide whether somebody is sick? Somebody may say sir dard ho raha hai, pet dard ho raha hai. How do you decide? Somebody may want to go out, bring somebody else. So that becomes difficult issuing an instruction. So let this be like this. If at all there is an exigency in your constituency, at that time you try to address. Maybe you can seek instruction whether you can allow that, or maybe you decide. Otherwise, it's something that is the commission may not be able to issue a general instruction on this because this has been going on. So we haven't had any issue so far.
Another question is that is written that after the counting process is over, that VVPAT slips has to be taken out immediately and sealed in the envelopes. And they have said that the EVM and VVPAT has to be transferred to the warehouse also. So, sir, it is necessary that immediately, like if the counting gets over around 9 o'clock in the night or 8 o'clock in the night due to some reason, so then after in night only we have to empty that VVPAT slip. For VVPAT slips, it is written, I guess, by 12 noon. But I just want to ask regarding the EVMs to be shifted to warehouse. Can we shift it to the another day, or the immediately after the counting we have to shift those EVMs also?
Sir, actually, in that case, you may shift in the another day, but you have to ensure that the candidates may be informed in advance if you are taking any such action.
Okay, thank you. And one doubt is also there ki, like there is always a doubt about calculators. They always raise a doubt about calculators ki, are calculators allowed at the RO table or at ARO tables by the agents? So any clarification on that?
Madhuji, I think calculators, there is no prohibition in taking the calculators, I suppose. Because it's prohibition only about the mobile phones, no?
Sir, we will check and revert, sir.
So unless there is a express prohibition in any of the instructions of the commission, you proceed on the assumption that calculator is is permissible.
Sir Wilfred, sir, there was a clarification which we issued last assembly election. There was a query from Madhya Pradesh, and in response to that query, we issued instruction that calculator is allowed up to the place where the mobile phones are allowed. So inside the counting hall, calculators should not be allowed. Calculators, the counting agent or the candidates, they can keep calculator at the place where their mobile phones are deposited.
Is it clear to you, Meerut?
Sure, sir. Noted, sir.
Next question, please.
सर आरो नागौर निवेदन कर रहा हूँ सर राजस्थान से. Am I audible, sir?
Audible.
कब आएगा भाई?
सर ये जो पोस्टल बैलेट्स हैं जो कलेक्ट कर रखे हैं सर, जो एम्प्लॉइज ने और इन्होंने दिए थे, और एटीपीपीएस जो डेली बेसिस पे होते हैं, तो अभी तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट ट्रेजरी में ये कलेक्ट हो रहे हैं सर, डेली स्टोर करते हैं और उनको बुला कैंडिडेट स्कोर दिखा देते हैं. So can we shift these collected postal ballots 1 day prior, that is on 3rd, to the counting strong room where we have made the strong room for the PB also? So can we shift this to counting strong room at the counting center on 3rd, or we have to shift these postal ballots all only on the day of the counting, that is on 4th?
I think there is instruction where you have to shift them before 2 days before counting.
सर ये
Instruction में क्या है? 1 day है या 2 days है?
Instruction, sir.
And we have to inform the candidates, all the candidates also. Videography has to be done and all security measures have to be taken.
मैं निवेदन करूं सर, ये 31 अक्टूबर का जो 31 अक्टूबर 2023 ये इलेक्शन कमीशन का लेटर है सर. इसी लेटर का जो पॉइंट नंबर 20 है सर, इसमें लिखा हुआ ये है, इन दोज केसेस वेयर द काउंटिंग इज डन एट ए प्लेस other than the RO headquarter, the postal ballot for the parliamentary oblique assembly constituency will be transferred to another strong room for the postal ballot for the concerned parliamentary oblique assembly constituency at the counting centers 1 day before the day of counting. तो सर ये क्योंकि प्लेस तो वही है, आरओ हेडक्वार्टर ही है, काउंटिंग जो काउंटिंग प्लेस है वो तो आरओ हेडक्वार्टर है. असेंबली में तो दूसरी चीज थी सर, असेंबली में ये दूसरी जगह से आए थे, इसलिए 1 डे प्रायर हमने शिफ्टिंग किया. लेकिन इसके पार्लियामेंट में जाएंगे तो अगर एग्जैक्टली इसके वर्ड्स पे जाते हैं जब, तो इसका मीनिंग ऐसा लगता नहीं है कि सर एक दिन पहले जा सकते हैं. तो ये दिस वाज द जस्ट क्वेरी सर कि कैन बी शिफ्ट और नॉट, क्योंकि ये तो नॉर्मली कहीं भी नहीं होगा सर कि असेंबली पार्लियामेंट्री कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में हेडक्वार्टर के अलावा कहीं काउंटिंग हो रही हो, तो वही होगी जहाँ पार्लियामेंट्री कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी हेडक्वार्टर है. तो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम आस्किंग दिस.
ये तो
सर
नहीं, ये तो मेरे ख्याल से स्टेट टू स्टेट डिफर करेगा डीओ साहब. जहाँ पे आपके यहाँ राजस्थान में शायद ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट हेडक्वार्टर पे होता है, बट इन अदर स्टेट्स in some states these postal ballots are counted at AC headquarter also. So तो जहाँ पे जैसे मेरे ख्याल से लास्ट आपके इलेक्शन में जो भी आप लोगों ने प्रैक्टिस फॉलो की थी, वो प्रैक्टिस फॉलो करने में कोई इश्यू नहीं है, अगर लोगों को मतलब प्रैक्टिकली उस टाइम में कोई ऐसा डिफिकल्टी फेस नहीं करना पड़ा। तो अगर कोई डिफिकल्टी आपने लास्ट टाइम में फेस की हो तब तो उसको चेंज करें, अदरवाइज मेरे ख्याल से सेम कन्वेंशन को आप फॉलो करें।
जी ओके थैंक यू।
एंड सेकंड थिंग दैट जैसे ईवीएम के बारे में होता है ना कि राउंड वाइज उसको लाया जाता है, उसकी पूरी टीम बनती है, तो उसको राउंड वाइज लाते हैं। पोस्टल बैलेट के सेंस में कि वो एक ही बार में आ जाता है, जितना भी ये लॉट एक बार में आ जाता है, तो उसकी पूरी प्रॉपरली वीडियोग्राफी तो रहेगी और कैंडिडेट्स को पता रहेगा, वो लोग देखेंगे सील खुली है, दरवाजा उसका लॉक खुला है, उसके बाद फिर उसको लाया गया तो एक लॉट में आता है। तो इसलिए अगर वही ट्रेजरी में रखा है और वो ट्रेजरी के बगल में ही आपका अकाउंटिंग हॉल है, तो ऐसा जो पास्ट प्रैक्टिस के हिसाब से फिर उसमें कोई इशू नहीं होना चाहिए। बट अगर डिस्टेंस है तब तो शिफ्ट करना जरूरी है।
डिस्टेंस है सर, नजदीक तो नहीं है। और ये स्टेटमेंट इसमें शिफ्ट इन्होंने सेम को एक दिन पहले किया था, उसमें शिफ्ट भी किया।
Somebody mic is on.
Next, what?
Am I audible?
Audible.
Yes.
Okay. So these are two things we noticed during the training on ENCORE. In ENCORE, there is provision for ARO to declare the result after each round. But there is no provision for RO to declare once all the rounds are completed. Each round is completed by each LAC. And RO is supposed to declare the result of that round for the HPC. There is no provision in ENCORE for that. That is the first question. And the second question is the proforma which is generated by the ARO after the tabulation is done, and the copy of which ARO is supposed to give to RO. In that, there is no space for ARO to sign, only space for observer and counting staff. That is what is written on the proforma. Actually, ideally, it should be ARO and maybe observer. So, is it an error or is it to be done so? These are the two questions. Thank you.
Saurabh ji, आपका?
Saurabh ji has not joined so far, sir.
The IT portion.
Prasad, please contact Mr. Ashok at least and ask him to depute somebody, or Mr. Ashok himself can join.
ठीक है sir, checking sir.
But sir, our instruction says when the round wise result are declared by the ARO, supplied to the returning officer, and returning officer after all rounds are completed and after receiving results for all rounds, he will again cross check and then he will declare for the parliamentary constituency. There may be some issues with the technical aspect, but legally there is no, there is the clear instruction legally as well as the commission's instructions where RO has to declare the result for that PC.
But the question is, Joshi, issue is about some ENCORE, problem there.
Yes. ENCORE wala to sir said bolna hoga.
So we are just checking, sir. Well, if Ashok sir can join, this program, we are just checking. Just give us 2 minutes. In the meantime, as SDC Nazira, you can ask your question, please.
So this is DO Nazira, sir. So my question is,
just a moment. Joshi, Palakkad has had a second question also.
No, only two questions I have asked. The two questions, both are regarding ENCORE.
Okay, both addressed, all right. Okay.
Hello, sir. This is SDO Civil Nazira, DO Nazira. Sir, I have question with respect to VVPAT slip count. Sir, in the first round itself for VVPAT slip count, we will be mandatorily verifying the 5 randomly selected polling stations, and that will be counted as a separate round. And so after that, we will move towards other polling stations where we had found issues with respect to results not being displayed on the display panel of the CU, or in the cases where there is non-clearance of mock polls. So there are two questions on this. So first is that whether to count these VVPAT slips or not, we need to take recommendation of RO. And sir, in this case, do RO need to give some written direction, or there is some form that he needs to fill and give it to us so that we can start counting of these VVPATs? And second, sir, is that for every polling station in this particular category, sir, for every PS there will be a separate round, or we can club together and make it one round and then count the VVPAT slips. And sir,
Madam,
there is, yes, sir.
You carry on. No issue.
My third question is related to sealing. Sir, we need to remove battery from the CUs once the counting is done. So, sir, after every round, we are doing the sealing process in a nearby room. So, can we remove the batteries after every round, or do we need to remove the batteries once the counting is over for all the CUs?
Actually, regarding the verification of VVPAT slip, actually mandatory verification of 5 VVPAT slip will be done at last. If there is any case of non-display or non-closure of mock poll, whichever will be counted, it will be done before the mandatory verification, not after verification. It should be clear. Every VVPAT count for either for the non-display of the result or any other result, if you are counting the VVPAT, it should be done before the mandatory verification. Mandatory verification will be done at the last. It should be clear. Second thing is the mandatory verification may not be counted as a round. If any VVPAT counting is done either for the non-display or other, it will be created as a separate round for each, not club. It should not be club, because actually in the counting house there is a one BCB and there will be one round for each VVPAT count. It is clear?
Okay.
And regarding the CU, regarding the removal of CU, you can remove round wise also, but the candidate should be informed that they can appoint a agent also there. The representative to where you are doing the selling process.
And sir, in case of these VVPAT slip count, the RO has to take the decision whether they are required to be counted or not in these special cases where the result is not.
Only in the case of 56D, not the every case.
Sir, even when the non-clearance of mock poll has taken place, in those cases also.
Yes, madam. 1 minute. In non-clearance of mock poll, there is a provision in the instruction that it should be counted only if there is margin is less than or equal to that vote, total votes in the CU. That
Yes,
only
sir.
it will count.
So, sir, RO will have to take a decision. I am just the DO, sir. So, RO will have to give a direction that you should count.
It
this.
is already mentioned in the instruction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But sir, my question is, like RO will give some form, like written direction to count, or sir, like verbal direction will do?
It is already it is verbal direction, no issue.
And further, the assistant returning officer can function. ARO can function, can do the functions, all the functions of RO except the scrutiny of nominations. So for that purpose, ARO, whatever ARO is doing, that is, you have to consider is that it is being done as per the. So the express provisions, if ARO is implementing, then there is no issue. Only in cases where specific permission of RO is required, then RO will give the directions.
Okay, sir.
And just to add to that, this postal ballot counting will happen where the RO is sitting either in the same hall or some adjacent hall near to the segment that is handled by the RO for the parliamentary constituency. So RO will be close by also, unless you are sitting some in some other location. So that usually doesn't happen. The postal ballot vote in the county happens at the ROs, where the assembly segments may be counted in different rooms or halls or even in different locations. But the postal ballot counting happens at the headquarters of the RO, where the RO sits. RO also will be in charge of one of the segments. So this postal ballot counting will be attached to that RO. So RO will be around there. So even if you need to take instructions of the RO also, I don't think there's any issue there.
Sir, Deputy Commissioner Udupi, please ask your question.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Sir, regarding this, in 18th July, 18th July 2023 circular, sir, regarding the after counting, sir, after counting VVPAT slips and election papers, sir, it should be kept in the treasury or sub-treasury, sir. It is mentioned in the circular. Otherwise, it should be kept in the DO office in a separate exclusive place. Like that, it is mentioned, sir. We have warehouses, sir, very good strong room. Can we keep it in the strong room, these packets 1 to 4 in a EVM warehouse only? Because in treasury, there is a space constraints. And also, there is a lot of trunks, sir. For each assembly trunks, 3 to 4 trunks we may expect, sir. So it is difficult to keep in the treasury, sir.
Madam, actually, you can't keep this in the EVM strong room. But if there is a separate room in the near that, then you can keep. But you should not keep the documents in the EVM strong room. Inside the EVM strong room.
Within the warehouse only, sir.
Yes, warehouse
there is separate room, sir.
No issue. There is no issue, but it should not be kept inside the where you kept the EVMs. That's only.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
DEO Dhemaji, please ask your question. DEO Dhemaji, please ask your question. You have raised your hand.
So actually, I've already got the reply in the chat box. This is regarding whether the separate round to be considered for the mandatory VVPAT counting. But sir, regarding 56D, if RO decides for VVPAT counting, in case a complaint is raised by any candidate or agent, then in that case, it will be considered as a separate round. Then, sir, what will happen?
No, sir. Sir, actually, one minute, sir. Actually, it is not the round. You are only the verifying. If there is any difference, you have to change that round, that particular round of that polling station. You have to amend only that round.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
District Collector Karaikal, please ask your question, please.
Good morning, sir. This is District Magistrate, sir, from Aurangabad, Bihar, sir. Sir, my question is, sir, so it is written in the handbook, sir, that 2 AC segments, paper of VVPATs and EVMs of maximum 2 AC can be kept in one warehouse, sir. But sir, I am having only 2 warehouses, sir, and I have got 6 ACs, sir. Then can I, sir, keep it, sir, 3, sir, in one warehouse, sir?
Actually, in warehouse you can keep, sir, but it should be in the separate room. You cannot get the machine of the even 2 assembly segment in a single room. If you are keeping in the single room, then you have to make it a separate. Temporary separation should be there.
Sir, but all are connected, sir. My rooms are, sir, there, sir, on 3 floors, sir, but all are connected. So is it possible, sir? Can we use in that case, sir?
Actually, it is okay. The only concern is the use cannot keep the machines of two assembly segment in the same room. In a warehouse, if there is a 10 rooms, 30 rooms, it is not, you can keep separately for the each assembly segment. If there is no such room, and you are required to keep in the same room, in that case, you have to make the partition, temporary partition, so that no two EVMs can be mixed.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Understood, sir.
Very good morning, sir. Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, this is a clarification from the Puducherry Parliamentary Constituency ARO 10's officer. The topic on the appointment of counting agents for a parliamentary constituency, if the contesting candidates prefers to appoint counting agents assembly segment wise, if they made request, can we accept, sir?
Joshi, are you responding or?
I could not attend the
So
question.
this one, your counting happens assembly segment wise, right? So
yes, sir.
If it is happening assembly segment wise, for every counting hall, the candidates are entitled to appoint counting agents for every table. So in that case, if the counting is happening assembly segment wise, they can appoint agents for every table, and therefore, of course, it will be assembly segment wise appointment. There is no noise coming. So
there is my disturbance, sir. We are not audible, sir.
There is a lot of cross noise coming. So for the parliamentary constituency, counting happens assembly segment wise. So when the assembly segment wise counting happens, so that will happen in a counting hall. For every counting hall, the candidates are entitled to appoint counting agents, equal to the number of tables you are arranging in the counting hall. So that is why Commission's instruction also says you should inform the candidates about the counting, the locations of counting, then the counting halls in each number of counting tables in each hall, so that they can appoint agents accordingly. So they can, therefore, they can appoint agents for every table in every counting hall. So that is the thumb rule.
Hello, sir.
So,
sir,
Puducherry, yeah.
Yes, sir. Puducherry, correct, sir. We are taking up assembly segment wise counting, sir. Yes, suppose year wise table we have set up in the counting hall. In one assembly year wise hall, we are going to count the 3 assembly constituencies, sir. For that, they can appoint counting agents for assembly segment wise.
They can appoint, this is not segment wise. So when the counting happens in a hall, they can appoint, for the tables there, not for assembly segment wise.
Yes, sir. And this is the clarification which we want to get it from you, sir. Whether they can appoint a reliever for counting agents, sir.
Sorry, appoint what?
A reliever for counting agents, sir.
There is no provision for reliever, no, because the law says, counting, because we in a counting hall, we may be counting, the counting goes on. So the reliever provision is not provided, unlike the polling agents. In the case of polling agents, there is provision for reliever, and the polling agents can go out, reliever can come in. But such a provision is not there for the counting agents.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
नमस्कार सर, मंडला से बोल रहा हूँ।
आप बोलिए बोलिए प्लीज, आवाज आ रही है।
सर एक क्वेरी था कि एआरओ के टेबल पे काउंटिंग एजेंट्स अलाउड होंगे कि नहीं?
एआरओ के टेबल मतलब कौन से टेबल पे?
ईवीएम काउंटिंग हॉल में जो एआरओ बैठेंगे।
ईवीएम काउंटिंग हॉल में जो टेबल होगा ईवीएम के काउंटिंग के, उसके अगेंस्ट वो लोग बैठेंगे
सर हर कमरे में एक एआरओ रहेगा, तो काउंटिंग टेबल्स पे तो अलाउड है एजेंट्स, एआरओ के टेबल पे अलाउड है कि नहीं?
देखिए हाँ,
एआरओ के टेबल के साइड में टैबुलेशन भी तो होगा, देयर इज अ टैबुलेशन टेबल आल्सो, वहां पर टैबुलेशन टेबल भी तो होगा, वहां पर एजेंट अपॉइंट कर सकते हैं
सर इनकोर के सेटअप भी वहीं रहेगा सर, एक एआरओ के लिए भी तो कर सकते हैं।
मीटिंग से रिलेटेड जो प्रोसेस फिर आपका स्कैनिंग जहाँ हो रही है, जहाँ जहाँ काउंटिंग का प्रोसेस चल रहा है, वहाँ सब अपॉइंट करने के इंस्ट्रक्शन।
सर थैंक यू सर।
Any other question?
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, the question is related to the round-wise counting. So the provision states that only after the completion of a particular round, and then the results are subsequently announced, then only the control units of the next round shall be taken out of the strong room and supplied to the counting hall. Now, in case when the 5 assembly constituencies of a parliamentary constituency are, the counting is done in 5 separate halls. So the adherence of this particular rule is to be done by the concerned ARO, or should we wait for the announcement of the results at the RO level of that particular round to start the second round? So specifically, sir, why I'm raising this question is because one of my candidates has submitted a memorandum saying that this particular provision should be adhered. So the adherence of this provision is to be done at the yeah. So, sir, I'll repeat that question. So, the adherence of this particular provision, it is to be done at the level of ARO or at the level of RO. Because if it is at the level of RO, sir, it causes a lot of logistical issues, because now we need to coordinate between the 5 different halls of individual AROs to ensure that the round is complete, and then subsequently the message has to be passed to the individual AROs that they can start the next round. That's from my side, sir. Thank you.
19 July. So for each assembly,
the assembly segment, counting under the supervision of the ARO, they are like independent counting that goes on. So they, whatever is a protocol for completion of a round and the starting of the next round, that will apply to that segment. So it is not across all segments. So the RO doesn't have to give a clearance for that. The ARO is supposed to ensure that all the machines in that round has been completed, announce the result, and before the next set is brought. So RO doesn't have to coordinate on this. So that happens individually in the segments, assembly segments. But RO's job is, after every round is completed in each assembly segment counting, you have to get the round-wise result for every assembly segment-wise, and then announce a round-wise result for the constituency as a whole. So, but otherwise, individually, the decision to bring in the next lot of CUs and all will be taken by the ARO after he ensures that every every instruction or every required aspect of the previous round is completed.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, it is.
सर महाराष्ट्र से बात कर रहा हूँ सर। चैप्टर 14 में जो लिखा है सर, चैप्टर 14 में ईवीएम मैनुअल के ऐसा लिखा है कि पार्ट 2 जो 17C का है उसमें एक सर्टिफिकेशन जो देना है कि सीयू नंबर जो पोलिंग बूथ पे था वही काउंटिंग के लिए आया है, ये पेन से लिखने के लिए कहा गया है। अगर कंसीडरिंग नंबर ऑफ पोलिंग स्टेशंस एंड राउंड्स, ये इसका स्टैम्प बना सकते हैं क्या? हेलो हेलो, आवाज आ रही है सर?
बिल्कुल आ रही है
जी सर।
हाँ, उसका क्या क्या सेट बनाने का आपने बताया?
जी सर, एक ईवीएम मैनुअल में जो प्रोविजन है, बिफोर टेकिंग सिग्नेचर ऑफ कैंडिडेट्स देयर एजेंट्स काउंटिंग एजेंट्स इन पार्ट 2 ऑफ फॉर्म 17C in space between counting supervisor signature and signature of candidates, their agents, counting agents, write in pen, we hereby certify that CU numbers is or are the same which were used in the polling station number dash dash dash. तो ये पेन से लिखने के लिए हिदायत दी गई है वहाँ, मगर ये जो अभी प्रैक्टिकली जो राउंड्स और ये जो नंबर ऑफ पोलिंग स्टेशंस के लिए जो लिखना है, क्या ये पेन की जगह इसका स्टैम्प बना के यूज किया जा सकता है क्या? ऐसा मेरा क्वेश्चन था सर।
अच्छा, वो टाइप, अच्छा ओके ओके, मतलब जो सर्टिफिकेशन के लिए जो लैंग्वेज है उसमें आप उसको एक स्टैम्प फॉर्म में बना करके और उसको ताकि लिखने में समय व्यर्थ न हो, इसके लिए।
जी सर, मैं ये पूछ रहा था, ये पेन से लिखने के लिए कहा गया है और हर बार इतना लिखना और वो राउंड भी चलते रहते हैं, पोलिंग एजेंट्स भी ये रहते हैं, तो प्रैक्टिकली क्या ऐसा स्टैम्प बनाया जा सकता है, उसका इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है क्या? ये मेरा प्रश्न था सर।
ठीक, इसमें कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं होना चाहिए, तो लॉजिस्टिकल कन्वीनियंस के लिए आप लोग करना चाहते हैं।
जी जी,
एनी प्रॉब्लम ऑन दिस?
यस सर, थैंक यू सर।
एंड स्टैंप लगाने के टाइम पर है ना, ये लगा जो भी कर रहे होगा उनको दे शुड एंश्योर दैट इसको सही डायरेक्शन में उल्टा ना लगाए वहां पर स्टैंप। सो दे शुड एंश्योर दैट वो प्रॉपर ये बॉटम साइड वो टॉप वाला साइड करेक्टली लगाना चाहिए, अदरवाइज समटाइम्स जल्दी में उल्टा भी लगा देते हैं लोग।
जी सर, वो इंश्योर करने के लिए कहेंगे सर। थैंक यू सर।
सर, डीओ नरसिंह, hello, DO Narsinghpur, please ask your question.
Yes, sir, I wanted to ask, we have some 5 rooms in our main EVM warehouse, and the VVPAT hall is big enough. So there are 4 assembly constituencies. We understand that we'll be needing to keep our EVM machines in 4 separate AC halls. But for VVPAT, can we make 4 size partition in the same VVPAT hall and keep all the 4 assembly segments there, VVPATs? I understand that the instructions are that they should be kept in a different strong room.
Madhu, actually, madam, what is your question, madam?
Sir, can we keep our VVPATs from all 4 assembly constituencies in the same VVPAT hall using partition, temporary partition? We are keeping EVMs in 4 rooms, 4 separate rooms, but the VVPATs, can we keep them in one room with
Yes,
4
madam,
partitions?
Yes.
In the same building?
Yes.
Thank you.
District Collector Palakkad, sir, please ask your question.
Sir, regarding the instructions regarding non-display of result by CU, and we see 2 different types of instructions in EVM manual and RO's handbook. Sir, what is actually the latest instruction regarding this? Whether we can replace the battery pack and then.
What is the difference? What is the difference, sir? Can you point out?
Different, sir. As per RO's handbook, it is said that if non-display of result in display panel of control unit, the said unit shall be kept inside carrying case and keep under RO's custody. There is no replacement of battery as per RO's handbook. But EVM manual, it is said that we can replace this battery pack and retrieve result.
Okay, I understand. Actually, sir, when it is not display, then there may be issue of the power pack also, na?
Yeah.
Then first you have to check with the new power pack whether display is on or not. Even then you can follow the instructions.
So we can replace this battery pack and retrieve result.
Yes.
That can be done. Sir, second question, sir, is it irrespective of the margin of victory, are we supposed to count this VVPAT slips in case it is still not functioning?
Actually, where is the CU is not functioning? In that case, you have to count the VVPAT slips. It is mandatory at that time.
Yes, sir. Sir, irrespective of victory margin.
Yes, sir.
Are we supposed to do that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, one more question, sir. As per RO's manual handbook 16.1, if there is some technical issues and the VVPAT slips are counted, advance permission from ECA is required for declaration of result. Is it mandatory, sir, if we are following this procedure?
Where, sir?
16.11. 16.11. And chapter declaration and publication of result of election.
Sir, sir, it is talking about the tampering.
Sir, it is in handbook for returning officer 2023 edition. Yes.
Here, malfunctioning and technical malfunctioning and tampering is different things. It is not the non-functional, non-display. It may not be correlated with the non-functional, non-display.
Sir, it is not a technical issue.
Yes. Tampering is a different thing, sir.
Yes, sir, but there is the word technical malfunction is also used, sir.
That's why I mean technical malfunction is or tampering is the same word actually. It is the technical term. Technical malfunction means that there is a case actually where you have found that actually there may be no such cases. I think 100%, and no such cases will become because tampering is not possible. But how I don't think that you can understand it is tempered or not. Either tempered means if there is if you bring the CU and the counting hall and you have found that all the seals are broken.
Means
all the seals are broken and there is no seal, everything is broken. Then there may be issue of that someone try to temper. This is the chance.
So basically, non-display of AV or results in AVM is not equivalent to technical malfunction.
But technical malfunction or tampering. Only in the case where actually you can say the EVM is tempered. All the seals used address tag, the pink paper seal was broken. All these things are broken. Someone had tear. Then there may be chance that some people will it's there. Someone has tried to change the data. Other things. In that case, you can say there is a doubt of tampering. In such case, you can refer to the matter to the commission.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Next, please.
one just only. Alaki, I am confirmed, but some question again asked from district. I have confirmed from you कि if any CU जिसका हो रहा है mandatory counting of VPAT slips is mandatory, but we have to first count the total number of slips in VPAT that it is matching with 17C or not. If if it is matching with this 17C, then we will count the VPAT slip date-wise. And if it's not matching with the 17C, then this machine will go to category of non-deletion mock poll votes, sir. Right, sir?
Yes, right.
Right. Well, actually, sir, I have confirmed district. Some district are asking some question regarding this, sir. Sir, please, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, actually, instruction is that whenever you count from the CU, first you press the total button.
Right, sir.
To see that whether it is matching with the form 17C or not. But
Right,
in case where EVMs are not displaying, in that case, first you have to count the VVPAT slip to see whether it is matching with the form 17C or not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir. I have confirmed, but some district are asking some questions regarding this, sir. Sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, Sir Prasad here from AAADM. We have discussed checked with both Ashok Kumar, Director IT ECA, and also Mr. Saurabh Rai. Both are there with DG IT Madam. So they will not be able to join it. I have left the Saurabh Rai sir's number in the chat box. If anyone has any questions relating to IT or EDB, PS or ENCO related questions, they can ask him the post lunch.
Sir, one question, sir, please, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Audible.
Sir, I have got one question, sir. So, is there any sir, SOP for recounting, sir? SOP, sir? Regarding recounting, sir?
So recounting, if you see 19 July 2023 instructions, there is a procedure how you will be dealing with the recounting requests, and the only mandatory recount is where the margin is less than the total postal ballot papers rejected. And postal ballot papers means ETPBS also. It's all the ETPBS and postal ballot papers, rejected postal ballot papers. If they are more than the margin, then you have to do mandatory recount of all the rejected postal ballots. But in rest of the cases, there is SOP given in the 19th July 2023 instructions. You follow that instruction.
Thank you, sir.
It's paragraph 8, page number 19 of 19 July.
Sir, Wilfred sir, there are some questions in the chat box. Can I read them?
Yes, please.
Yes. Yeah.
One doubt in postal ballot counting. If tick mark starts in one box and parts of the end in another box, is it valid? Few candidate agents may raise that origin of tick mark has to considered irrespective of where it ends. Please clarify. This is from DEO Dharmapuri.
So this is for the RO to decide such cases. There is the rule 54A which deals with counting of votes on postal ballot votes. Then there is an explanation, which says that if the intention, it says sub rule 10. It says a vote recorded on postal ballot shall not be rejected merely on the ground that the mark indicating the vote is indistinct or made more than the vote shall be for a particular candidate. So it is the return shall count. So the RO has to decide. I think there should be some other place also where it is given. So RO should take a call. Looking at the mark, you can decide which candidate it is intended for. So that's for the RO to take a call. So if it is, suppose, if you can't decide, because if it is, half here, half there, so it is not something that can be decided, then you will reject it. Because the grounds given also says, one of the grounds for rejection also is that sub-rule 9 of 54A says a vote recorded on a postal ballot shall be rejected if the mark indicating the vote is placed on the ballot paper in such a manner as to make it doubtful to which candidate the vote has been given. So if the mark, you can't take a call whether this is given for this candidate or that candidate, then you will reject it. There is a provision in the rule. So that is basically looking at the mark, the RO will have to take a call. So a small portion of the mark goes in another box, but the intention, if according to you is clear that this is intended for this candidate, then you will allot that vote to that candidate. Otherwise, if it is not something that can be decided, if it is doubtful, then you reject it.
ARO DNH, please ask your question. ARO DNH, you have raised your hand. Please ask your question. DC Imphal West, please ask your question.
Good morning. I am from Imphal West. So, ask sir, regarding the sir, please refer to page 216 of handbook for RO, sir. Sir, in that, sir, in the serial number page, sir, it is said that VM counting still ballot count. So our doubt is that, sir, whether we should wait for the postal ballot counting to be completed, or we can complete the EVM counting without waiting for the last round of this EVM counting, sir.
Yeah, you can complete your EVM counting without waiting for the postal ballots to be completed.
Thank you, sir.
RO PC 39 Nawada, please ask your question.
Good morning, sir. हेलो, आवाज आ रही है सर? हेलो,
आ रही, बताइए
सर। ये एक क्वेश्चन था सर, ETPVS में अगर एनी सर्कमस्टांसेस अगर सर सर्वर किसी तरह इशू होता है सर, तो हाउ कैन वी चेक द वैलिडिटी ऑफ द सर्विस वोटर पोस्टल बैलेट सर, यूजिंग एक्सेल शीट और समथिंग अदर देन?
पूरा क्वेश्चन नहीं आ पाया आपका।
क्वेश्चन दोबारा बताइए।
यस सर, इफ ETPVS का जो सर हमारा सर्वर है सर, अगर किसी तरह सर रिस्पॉन्ड, अगर किसी भी तरह सर्कमस्टांसेस में रिस्पॉन्ड अगर नहीं हो पाता है सर मेरा काउंटिंग डे के दिन, हाउ कैन वी चेक द वैलिडिटी ऑफ द सर्विस वोटर पोस्टल बैलेट सर? जो हम लोग चेक करते हैं सर ऑनलाइन ETPVS पे वैलिडिटी वगैरह सर, यूजिंग एक्सेल शीट और समथिंग गूगल शीट, हाउ कैन वी चेक द वैलिडिटी सर?
तो ऐसा सिचुएशन आना नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज जो आप लीज लाइन लेंगे उसमें उसका बैकअप भी आपको लेना होगा। तो उसका इंस्ट्रक्शन है, तो प्रॉपर अरेंजमेंट रखिए, बैंडविड्थ अच्छी रखिए। because they the QR code रीड कर पाएगा तो उसका वैलिडिटी नहीं चेक हो सकता है, वो प्रोसेस आगे।
वहाँ से ये दिमाग अच्छा लगा, वहाँ से लगा दो। वहाँ से क्या होगा बेटा कि कम से कम कुछ तो
19
उसके बाद आप अरेंजमेंट कर लीजिए।
क्या सर?
अगर कोई आपका ऐसा मतलब फिक्स लाइन नहीं है तो आपके पास डोंगल वगैरह कुछ उसका भी व्यवस्था रख लीजिए।
No sir, we are not using dongle sir. We are using sir lease line connectivity of BSNL and some Railtel. We have that also.
सेपरेट प्रोवाइडर से को लेना है, वो अलग अलग प्रोवाइडर से ले लीजिए। तो इनकेस एक प्रोवाइडर में इशू आता है तो दूसरा प्रोवाइडर का सर्विस प्रोवाइडर का इशू नहीं आना चाहिए जहाँ तक।
Sir, DM office, North Tripura, please ask your question.
Sir, it is recount of application is received for in the instruction of the ECI dated 19 July. In para 8.4, it is written that sir that the application for recount can be presented before the ARO with in charge of the counting hall under Rule 63. Again, in the same instructions are para 8.17. It is written that in case the in different places, the application for recount can be given to the at the end in the last place fixed for the purpose. So these two, sir, if you kindly explain actually how if any such application comes at the ARO level, how it is to be dealt with, sir.
रिकाउंट का जो बेसिकली इंटेंशन है, अगर आप देखें रिकाउंट का इंटेंशन ये है कि जब अप्रोक्सीमेट रिजल्ट जब आ जाता है या फिर आपका फॉर्म 20 बन जाता है, उसके बाद कैंडिडेट्स को ये लगता है कि मार्जिन कम है या फिर किसी वजह से जो भी वो रीज़न दे, तो उसकी वजह से उसको रिकाउंट कराने में उसको शायद क्लैरिटी मिले। तो अब आप देखिए अलग अलग जो असेंबली सेगमेंट्स हैं वहाँ पे ARO RO का फंक्शन कर रहा है। तो डिफरेंट असेंबली सेगमेंट्स में अगर कोई रिकाउंट की रिक्वेस्ट है तो वो अलग अलग असेंबली सेगमेंट्स में अलग अलग राउंड चल रहा हो, ऐसा भी हो सकता है। तो वो ARO अपना डिसीजन ले सकते हैं वहाँ पर। बट सो फार एज नियर द कंप्लीशन और कंप्लीशन के बाद वो जो रिक्वेस्ट आती है that has to be considered by the returning officer, और उसमें उस ARO को वो एप्लीकेशन उनके पास अगर किसी ने दिया है तो देन एप्लीकेशन RO के कोऑर्डिनेशन से RO के पास भेज करके देन उसका अप्रूवल लेना चाहिए। बिल्कुल सर, इसमें कुछ
तो इसमें द EVM काउंट में है ना, रिकाउंट जो जैसे हम समझते हैं रिकाउंट उस सेंस में तो EVM काउंट में होता नहीं, बिकॉज रिकाउंट जैसे बैलेट पेपर वाला इलेक्शन में रिकाउंट मीन्स दोबारा बैलेट पेपर को एग्जामिन करेगा, कौन सा कैंडिडेट को मार्क किया है ये सब देख के अलॉट करेगा कैंडिडेट वाइज। So that involves the whole process of deciding the validity of ballot paper and also deciding किसको गया। But EVM में वो सब नहीं है। EVM में just तो प्रेस करने से रिजल्ट आ जाते हैं। So that is already been shown to the at the counting। इनका सिग्नेचर भी लेता है, इनका करता है जो राउंड वाइज फिगर से सिग्नेचर भी ले रहे हर राउंड में, एंड सो बाकी तो हम इसको टैबुलेट करता है। So the need for such a recount will not appear. Suppose ये ARO के हॉल में राउंड के कोई कैंडिडेट के राउंड का या ECM गेन, suppose the ARO is show that to the candidate. So suppose somebody wants to see the display again, display of the results, that can also will not come because that is the protocol set किया है round ये tablet हर candidate is tally record करने के बाद नेचर भी लेते हैं, उनका कॉपी भी So there cannot be any dispute. So अगर किसी को अगर दुबई में भी हमें वो allow तो so that can be but अगर that is when the RO makes the tabulation of all the results and results and before he actually announced there is a provision for अगर काम करने के लिए एक प्रोविजन लॉ में प्रोवाइड made there before the RO. तो ये the selection rule 61 about recount. That 65 that says this rule is the place where the RO sits, the returning officer sits. That's the last place of counting. So this rule has been made applicable there. So if it is if the recount as envisaged in Rule 63 is made, that is after the result sheet tabulation is done, before the RO formally announces the result, during that period में जो recount के लिए request करेगा तो that has to be made before the RO.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. This is DEO and RO INAD. May I ask a doubt, sir?
Yeah, please.
So this is regarding postal ballot. So as per guidelines, what is written is the PB number that is written on the declaration form. So sometimes when we examine the number will be same, but once we open cover, then may be different. So in that case, can we accept such a postal ballot or should we reject it?
In this case, in Rule 54A, the under sub-rule 7, which gives the grounds for rejection of a postal ballot, then one of the grounds is shall be rejected. One of the provisions is a spurious ballot paper. So this because if a elector says that my ballot paper is this, and he makes a declaration, and this, so 13B also contains the same number, but inside if it is a different serial number, then that cannot be counted, although that is not expressly maybe not provided in the rules. So that will not be something, because that will have to be treated as something equivalent of or something similar to that provision of rejecting a spurious ballot paper.
Okay, sir. Okay.
ARO DNH, are you there for by any chance? ARO DNH, you have raised your hand. Okay, thank you. RO Bhandara, please ask your question. RO Bhandara, please ask your question.
Sir, RO Wayanad already asked my question, sir. The previous question was mine.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So there are a few questions in the chat box, which I would like to read. Can a political party appoint counting agents outside of the contesting constituency from where he is contesting? Question from DC Theni. Can a political party appoint counting agents outside of the contesting constituency from where he is contesting?
There is no although that instruction noise, please mute. subject to any change in the instructions. Even an NRI can be a counting agent provided it should be in the citizen. So there is no vision. Maybe and provisions will apply, including those provided state security and all. That will apply for all the counting agents. That prohibition. So they all the provide in constitution has been made for some people. Otherwise, in general, it's not. But the usual condition of ensuring that the counting agents should not be ministers, MPs, MLAs, etc. should be that should be followed. Joshi, you want to add something here? If there is any modification in this part?
And you said that the political party will appoint. It's not by the political party; it is by the candidate.
Candidates, yes.
Will appoint the agent, not the political party will appoint. Yeah, you can read next question.
The next question from RO Annie, whether ARO for such table is ARO for each table is required in pre-counting of ETP-BS or one ARO up to 10 tables of ETP-PS pre-counting.
Yeah, one ARO for 10 tables each for pre-counting. For counting purposes, it is one ARO per table, but for pre-counting, 10 one ARO can supervise 10 tables, up to 10 tables.
That is for the scanning and those this exercise, the scanning, etc.
So next question from DO Dharmapuri. One doubt in postal ballot counting. If tick mark starts in one box and parts of the end in another box, is it valid?
This has already been.
This has already been done. Yeah, it has already been done. During recent entry round got also in case of technical glitches on and how to go ahead next round.
I think this has to be
Yes, sir.
inform them in driver.
Yes, sir. Main कर Next question, yeah, Madhusudan. Next, part Arvo Puducherry, part 2 Form 20 was not generated during this issue needs to be addressed.
Okay, that will inform them. This WhatsApp.
Okay.
If any glitches are there, thank you.
The next question. This is from A. Can additional rounds for slips? ये हो गया अच्छा ये हो गया मधु सर ने you don't have to do this but in encore there we had we I think
Encore you can create another round. There is a provision. Or they can.
उसके बाद sir, what if counting agent refuses to clarify in 17C for no reason? This is from D.
I think refuses to. I think question is refuses to sign, and the refuses to sign.
Okay.
That is if
refuses
the if the
sir,
agent
what if
sign.
counting agent refuses to certify in 17C for no reason?
So in that case, you write there, so and so did not sign, and without right there without assigning any reason. Therefore, you write down the comments there. He did not sign and has not assigned any reason for not signing. You let that come on record.
And there will be many counting agents against one table. So one or two.
So the one who is refusing to sign against that person, this comment will be returned. So and so did not sign and has not assigned any reason for not signing.
Okay. Next question from DC Tamil Nadu. After completion of counting, the polled EVM shall be stored in district EVM godown or AC. Already asked. पूछ लिया मैंने. ठीक है. And ROPC Navada, they also push liya. Is there any dry rehearsal schedule for Encore? As on 22 May, there was a lot of several issues during dry run.
You can send the request. Means through Chief Electoral Officer, they said they should send the request for a further dry run.
Okay. From Govind Verma, please share the recording for future reference. Okay, we'll see. Can you please explain the calculator? Okay, one more question. Can you please explain the allowance of calculator in counting hall?
That we have clarified.
The next question, little bigger one, from NIC Champavat. Mock poll formed the CU in booth has not been cleared. Total number of voters in that booth are only 339. My questions are: 1. In the round-wise data feeding in Encore, do leave number of voters for that particular booth? Second query.
It should be blank.
For one, it should be. Number 2, second query is: can the ARO finalize the result after completion of all the rounds if the winning margin is too high, or ARO has to wait till the end for finalization?
ARO to get finalization by the RO.
Basically, result will be for the parliamentary constituency, and there may be cases where ARO will not be in a position to whether the margin is high or low. Or in that case, the matter has to be decided by the returning officer.
The ARO in this year, so ARO is only counting for the assembly segment only. So declaration of result will be made by the RO. Even the rule says that like I told you, the request for recount, that provision is being made applicable on the last place of counting, which is first place. Similar of result also happens at the first place. Declaring the round-wise figures for the counting for his assembly segment, so he doesn't actually declare the result of election.
Okay. Next question is, this is from RO 11 Bagpat. Is RO duty bound to announce round-wise result of whole PC, that is inclusive of, say, all 5 ACs, can RO access the round-wise results on Encore?
Yes, can you read, sir? I was read.
Sir?
Read again, please.
Read it. Yeah, and this is from RO11. Bound to announce of C in that is include all pharmacies.
Yes.
Can access the round-wise results on and
No, actually, after announcement of each round in the assembly segment, the and the and when he gets the complete data, and then he will announce for every round of constituency. In 2009 23 instruction, 19 July instruction.
Sir, questions in the said that he should be physical copy, email copy will be suffice because counting location will be different.
Yeah. So actually, what this communication of 20 from ARO to RO is instruction. That roles are there also, and we seek clarification. Then I think here and how to transfer this result. But any other question?
Next question. Can ARO wind up the counting in the assembly section before declaration of results by question DM Nagapur, if postal ballot is marked by voter using cross arrow seal, will it be valid?
So there is no reason to make it invalid. If the mark is there, then should be treated as valid.
Okay. And CEO Kerala, the invalid postal ballot segregated during the scanning process of EPB is considered as a rejected vote. Is this correct?
Sorry, invalid.
I'll read the question again.
At the time of,
should I read the question again, sir?
Yes.
Question from CEO Kerala. The invalid postal ballot segregated during the scanning process of EPB, E chota P bada B, is considered as a rejected vote. Is this correct? CEO Kerala, please come and ask your question.
The question is clear. Only the issue
Clear,
is
clear.
invalid
Okay.
would mean, what kind of invalidity arrives here. I was trying to figure that out. How does that in? So invalid can be maybe multiple. If it is multiple, for example, multiple covers received from the same on the same with the same QR code. The scanner shows somebody has sent instead of one, ballot for 13C, somebody is sending 5. So in that case, the other, all the, if somebody votes multiple times, then the vote is invalid. So the other 4, which are multiple, basically spurious, whether they can be treated as invalid or they are treated as some spurious thing, which is not. So that whether we need to treat them as invalid or not. So we need to take a call whether to treat them as invalid or not. Postal ballot at all, because invalid is okay, but whether we should treat it as a rejected postal ballot or merely as something that is not accounted for, that we need to take a call. Joshi, because a rejected would have the rejected would mean they are postal ballot that has come back, but then we are rejecting it. So Joshi, this you can.
Yeah, sir. Actually, this our
instruction on this. Yeah.
Our instruction says that the rejected ballot paper. So in this case, the RO should take into consideration because ARO is doing the in majority of cases ARO is doing the postal ballot counting also under supervision of returning officer. So if margin is less, then in that case the all the 13A which have been rejected by ARO, that should be verified, because sometimes there may be error in rejecting. So better to have re-verification of 13A and then correspondingly the 13B will come or not, that will be decided, and then all the rejected postal ballot papers. I think that will be I think that will be more appropriate for deciding when margin is very less.
Sir, the question is for Wilfred sir and Joshi sir on counting and votes. The question is little long. You can also see in the chat box. I am reading it. This is from RO11 Bandara Gondia. Kindly clarify following doubts. 1. Return of election from 21E, whether to include number of votes polled for nota in the reporting table. Also, whether total number of electors should include service voters figure in this report. Question number 2, regarding Form 22, Certificate of Election, if work of counting gets extended till 5th June for some reason, should the date on certificate be 5th June? Question number 3, if the postal ballot is marked with a thumb impression of voter, will it be valid or invalid?
Okay, we should go one by one. Yeah, which RO has asked this question?
I'm taking him in the line, sir. RO Bandara Gondia, sir, please come to the line.
No, we have seen the letter question in chat box.
Question you can see. RO11 Bandara Gondia, sir, will you please come online?
See this 21E. Yeah, so now if you see 21A is prepared after you prepare Form 20, and in Form 20 also you mention the number of postal ballots rejected or number of postal ballots polled by each candidate and the rejected ones. So there also you in 21C you have to mention the total number of electors including service voters. And so far as nota is concerned, nota the data of nota is also captured in Form 20. Prasad ji, please send that particular instruction and format which we have circulated in the during previous session. Same question was asked because there may be confusion on account of the format.
I will circulate, sir.
And regarding Form 22 certificate of election, if work of counting gets extended till 5 June for some reason, should the date on certificate be 5 June? I think this has been mentioned in our instruction. Declaration and publication of result.
It is there in that, I think, Aru's handbook that the date of the declaration of the result should be the date on which the result is actually declared. Result is actually declared. So 21E, so naturally it follows that 21E also has to be on that date only on which you are actually declaring the result.
Yeah, this is page number 26 of 19 July instruction. It says the formal declaration of results should be made by RO either in Form 21C or Form 21D as the case may be. Due care is to be taken that from name is na. The date to be given in the declaration should be the date on which the result of the election is declared and not the date on which the declaration is discussed. So basically, when you declare the result, as Wilfred sir has said, the date should be mentioned on that particular date.
Dinesh sir, చెప్పండి. Fine, sir.
So this question was that was asked in previous elections also. If the postal ballot is marked with thumb impression of voter, will it be valid or invalid? Sir, are you there?
Sir, there is one more question. The last question should I read?
Butolia sir हैं अभी यहाँ पर because he replied to the chief electoral officer, same reply may be given by Butolia sir.
Butolia sir is there.
Sir.
Mute में sir, but है sir.
Ma'am, namaste ma'am. Hello.
Sir, there is a question.
Hello. Ma'am, namaste ma'am.
That is marked. Wilfred sir, sir, you want to reply, sir?
Wilfred sir is on the line, sir.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Yes, yeah.
Last time this question came during assembly elections also. If anybody is putting thumb impression on the postal ballot, will we consider is valid or invalid? Because our instruction rule says that there is no particular mark. And somewhere we have written instruction that it should be either tick or a cross. And further rule provides that intention of the voter should be clear. So in this case, I think if it is a thumb impression, then we should accept it.
Okay, sir. The next question, IT. This is from IT cell. Sir, what is the procedure to update data if the encore fails during the actual counting?
The IT that will be replied by the IT.
मैं आपको क्वेश्चन भेज देता हूँ सर. IT, dear participants, any questions relating to IT, encore or ETBPS, please check with Mr. Saurabh Rai. I have shared his mobile number in the chat box. And one more question from District Collector Baldana.
Copy number दे दीजिए, Mr. Prasad जी.
अशोक सर का भी दे देता हूँ सर.
सर का भी दे दीजिए.
जी सर, जी सर. जी, I'll share it, sir. One more question, District Collector Buldhana. If it is the duty of RO to declare the AS wise and round wise result, then how ECI has prepared software in which they have made provision in ENCORE that ARO to publish its AS results? We have brought to the notice of Shri Saurabh Rai during a training session on counting, and he promised to revert, but there is no further communication on this issue.
I think that issue may be under consideration, and after receiving the orders, he will only convey.
मैं आपको ये सारा क्वेश्चंस नोट कर रहा हूँ सर, व्हाट्सएप आपको कर देता हूँ, आपको और अशोक सर को भी.
और अशोक सर को भी कर दीजिए.
जी सर, जी सर. Tamil Nadu DEO, can lunchtime be provided to the counting agents during counting, maybe half an hour?
So that should not be a problem, because you can expect people to go hungry. So you provide time suitably without ensuring that there is not too much of a delay. Yeah, because people have to be provided time for eating. So you do that, and also at the time ensure that same time ensure that it's not going to be unduly long.
See, if you see Rule 60, it says the returning officer shall, as far as practicable, proceed continuously with the counting. तो प्रैक्टिकलिटी उसमें देखना है, चाय पानी नाश्ता जो ये सब तो व्यवस्था जैसे सर ने बोला वैसा रखना पड़ेगा वहाँ, और होना भी होगा. नॉट ओनली दी काउंटिंग एजेंट्स, काउंटिंग स्टाफ के लिए भी आपको व्यवस्था रखनी होगी, जैसे सर ने बताया उसको.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है मिस्टर देवानंद SDM पुरोला उत्तराखंड. सर, can you come online and ask your question? The question seems to be not clear. Otherwise also I will read the question. ARO login Purola computer assistant operator ID out of 2, 1 not created.
सर नमस्कार सर, काउंटिंग मॉड्यूल जो एनकोर में है उसमें 2 असिस्टेंट है, कंप्यूटर असिस्टेंट ARO लेवल पे
जी.
उनमें से एक का जो है आईडी क्रिएट नहीं हो रहा है, सिर्फ जो है C2 का हो रहा है, C1 नहीं हो रहा है.
वो चीफ इलेक्टोरल ऑफिसर के पास अथॉरिटी है उसको पॉपुलेट करने का, तो वो अपने चीफ इलेक्टोरल ऑफिसर के यहाँ संपर्क करें और वहां से वो कर लेंगे.
ठीक सर, थैंक यू.
Any other questions from the participants? I have read all the questions which you have put in the chat box. Any other questions from the participants? Please ask.
Sir, from Uttar Pradesh CEO office, I'm additional CEO Kumar Vinay. Sir, Kumar Vinith here, additional CEO from UP. I have a question.
Yeah, please.
On there is a letter from Honorable Commission dated 19th June 2023. It clearly mentions that storage and retention of photo, webcasting, CCTV, videography. Even webcasting is supposed to be under Rule 93(1) and it shall go in the strong room as prescribed in following letters of 18th July and 19th July.
जी जी.
तो सर इसका मतलब है कि हमें वेबकास्टिंग को भी लेबल करके उसकी भी हार्ड डिस्क को लेबल करके स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम में रखना होगा.
जी जी हाँ, वो प्रॉपर जो स्टोरेज डिवाइस है उसमें आप रख लीजिए. वो
तो सर हम लोग इलेक्शन में उसको हम DO के कस्टडी में रखवा देते थे, बट दिस इंस्ट्रक्शन.
जी जी, ये इंस्ट्रक्शन अभी ही निकला है, सो उसमें उसके पीछे मतलब कोई रीजन है, आप इंस्ट्रक्शन में जैसा लिखा है वैसा ही करवा दीजिए.
So there will be no hard disk drive with CEO office. There will be only one hard disk drive which will be with the DO and that will be inside the strong room.
जी.
Right, sir. So that is exactly what we are going to follow now.
अच्छा, वन मोर थिंग सर कि ये कंडक्ट में हमारे डिप्टी सीओ भी बैठे हैं। इसमें एक पॉइंट ये है कि हम इसको जो बॉक्सेस हैं 1 to 4 लिफाफे वाले, उसको हम ट्रेजरी में रखेंगे, प्रेफरेबली इन ट्रेजरी, या फिर हम डबल लॉक मेंटेन करेंगे।
उसके लिए तो प्रॉपरली मधु जी, जो हमारा इंस्ट्रक्शन है बेसिकली, जहाँ पर दो तरह के स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम बने हैं, जिसमें एक स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम होगा जहाँ पे ईवीएम और मतलब सीओ बीओ और वीवीपैट के स्लिप्स रखे जाएंगे इन ट्रंक, और दूसरी जगह में इलेक्शन पेपर्स रखे जाएंगे। तो दैट इज क्यों मधु जी, दैट इज अ स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम। वो आप ट्रेजरी में हो या फिर मतलब दैट शुड बी द स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम्स, जो स्पेसिफिकेशंस हैं वो पूरे होने चाहिए।
Okay, sir. So it can be treasury or it can be a double lock in the same vicinity where we are keeping EVMs. वहीं पर हम दूसरा डबल लॉक क्रिएट कर दें और वहां पर भी हम बॉक्सेस में रख सकते हैं।
स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम का प्रोटोकॉल फॉलो हो, वो ट्रेजरी में हो या कोई सेपरेट बिल्डिंग में रखें आप, वो
राइट सर, राइट सर, राइट सर। एक्चुअली ओवर द इयर्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस जो कभी कभी गड़बड़ा देता है ना। अभी तक हम लोग हार्ड डिस्क को ऐसे ही अपने ऑफिस में रख लेते थे, अभी हमने इसको पढ़ा तो हमने कहा इमीडिएटली आपसे कंफर्म कर लो। राइट सर, सो हार्ड डिस्क विल आल्सो गो, ऑफ वेबकास्टिंग विल आल्सो गो इन।
पहले इंस्ट्रक्शन था ही नहीं, बेसिकली ये ऐड हुआ है इंस्ट्रक्शन।
राइट सर, राइट सर,
काफी डिस्कशन हुआ था तो इसको 93 में ही इंक्लूड कर दिया।
राइट सर।
So a few questions in the chat box as well from DEO LHT ARPR. Whether criminal antecedents have to be checked for the counting agents before they are appointed?
So
Question from
basically there is no disqualification, and this aspect the RO can decide on case to case basis, and I think law में तो कहीं prohibition नहीं है इस तरह का, but the decorum and the discipline and decorum in the counting hall is also has to be ensured by the returning officer. तो उसकी सीवियरिटी और उसके हिसाब से देख करके देन रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर कैन डिसाइड कि इसको प्रोहिबिट करना है नहीं करना है।
So the next question from TNDEO 10 Kasi, the counting agents are supposed to be inside the counting hall not later than 1 hour before the counting time. Is there any restrictions like this for the candidate? Can they come anytime inside the counting center?
This restriction should not apply to candidates because the counting happens in assembly segments also, no separate hall. So they are actually free to go to any hall where counting happens. So this restriction should not apply to candidates.
So the next question, this is from AR Kurungukume. Sir, the IDs for record officer and unit officer cannot be found in SVP portal.
सीओ क्या संपर्क करें और आईटी डिवीजन में
IT टीम से ना मैं डाल दिया।
आईटी
टीम का क्वेश्चन, हाँ ठीक है, IT से संपर्क करने के।
All the IT related issues, please follow up with Mr. Saurabh Rai, or Mr. Ashok, director, whose number is shared in the chat box. Please follow up with them and get your doubts clarified from them.
Next question, RO Namakkal. If the postal ballot paper serial is not written in inner cover A, can we reject the PB?
कहाँ से क्वेश्चन आया है ये?
सर ये क्वेश्चन आया है नामक्कल, आरओ नामक्कल।
इनर कवर मीन्स 13B। 13B में बेसिकली जो पोस्टल बैलेट का जो सीरियल नंबर है वो लिखने की जिम्मेदारी होती है आरओ की, आरओ और एआरओ की। तो बट लॉ में कहीं इस तरह का मेंशन नहीं है कि 13B में अगर नहीं लिखा होगा तो उसका क्या होगा, बिकॉज लॉ कैन नॉट बी देयर टू प्रोटेक्ट द error done by the returning officer or assistant returning officer. It is the law में आप देखेंगे रिजेक्शन, the grounds for rejection of postal ballots are only those where the elector is not able to exercise his options. So वहाँ पर है सर। तो इसमें क्या हम लोग करेंगे सर? इट्स नंबर आर टू मच लार्ज।
So this one, the rule, sub rule 4 says if the number is different, for example, serial number of the ballot paper given on the declaration and that given on the inner smaller cover are different, then we'll reject that and will not count. That is what the rule says. But what happens if the serial number is not given, not mentioned at all in 13B? That's not covered in the law. So if there is a difference in the serial number, it says it will be we'll reject it straight away. But if it's not written at all, and our instruction says that our team should have given the serial number also while sending this, giving this. So if it is not there, then what to do? That is not there in the law. I think this would be something for maybe Joshi. You can consider whether we need to give some clarification or whether somebody has to make a reference on this so that it becomes, because every session this issue keeps coming up, and maybe there could be numbers also, a number of ballot papers in this category. Some sizable number is possible. So we can consider that whether we need to give any clarification on this.
Okay, sir.
So if there is no clarification that is coming, or nobody is making a reference, or nor any clarification that comes, further clarification from the commission, then you follow the provisions of the sub rule 4 of rule 54, which says that unless we match or we find that the serial numbers are matching, so we will not count that. That will be treated as rejected. So if there is no further clarification, then you go by the wording, the language of the rule. Although here, it's not a question of not serial number being different, but serial number being absent in one of the documents. So that is the case here. So this maybe you wait for any clarification, if any, that is coming. Otherwise, you go by these provisions of Rule 4 of Rule 54. Yeah.
And further, sir, since this time voters on election duty, they have exercised their vote at the facilitation center by means of postal ballot there itself. So there may be cases where the presiding officer or the officer appointed for that purpose may not have written the serial number on 13B while providing them at the time of casting a vote. So if you you have some kind of information on that, then please make a reference to us, because on the day of counting, if such number are large, then it will make an issue which cannot be addressed at that point of time and will create an issue. And please make a reference to the Election Commission immediately, seeking clarification, and we will try to clarify as soon as possible.
So the question from CEO IT Meghalaya, sir, will webcasting be allowed for counting?
There is no such instruction. So you may avoid.
Question from DC Impal West. As per RO Handbook Guidelines 15.14.12G, 15.14.12G, postal ballot paper will be rejected if it bears any mark or writing by the voter can be identified.
Yes. What is the question then?
Sir, will fingerprint be accepted as postal ballot mark, sir?
See, if you are comparing this provision with the fingerprint at the counting hall, can you verify? Can the elector be distinguished from that fingerprint? No. So fingerprint is different issue. I think as per law, there is no specific mark for giving preference in the postal ballot. Fingerprint is there, then I think it has to be accepted. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can treat it, we can accept it, but if somebody is writing name and signing, then that will be different because that will, straight away declare the identity of the elector. So that will go into the category of where, the identity is revealed by writing. So that will be rejected, but fingerprint, since, fingerprint is not going to reveal the identity of the elector there unless you go into verification of the print. So otherwise, that doesn't in itself reveal the identity. So there should not be any difficulty in treating. So we should accept it as a vote because since that is not revealing the identity.
And sir, chances would be there because
Wilfred ji.
In case of
Sir, in our postal ballot register regarding absentee voters, sir, we have the fingerprints of the applicants like 85 plus and PWD, sir. So in such case, it will be possible to identify them also, sir.
Wilfred ji, this is your Rajasthan. Hello.
Yes, sir.
There's a you can't use fingerprints. Fingerprints can't be used. This clarification was given by ECI. And action was taken against some in the home voting also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, there is a written clarification on this, sir. Yes, sir.
Is Butolia ji there? Butolia ji.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ये फिंगरप्रिंट वाला इशू पूछ रहे हैं वो होम वोटिंग में जो हुआ था तो पोस्टल वॉलेट में भी सेम क्वेश्चन है कि फिंगरप्रिंट का क्या करेंगे
फिंगरप्रिंट में सर जैसे आप यू हैव राइटली स्टेटेड in 2013 election I think there was a clarification from CEO office on the basis of directions given in this meeting. जैसे कि अभी हम लोग डाउट क्लियरेंस वाला ये मीटिंग कर रहे हैं सिमिलर वे में ये कुछ व्यू दिया गया था कि फिंगरप्रिंट जहां भी थंब इम्प्रेशन नॉट फिंगरप्रिंट थंब इम्प्रेशन जहां होगा वहां उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करना है. लास्ट टाइम में सीयू राजस्थान से एक अभी असेंबली इलेक्शन के टाइम में भी एक रेफरेंस आया था तो हम लोगों ने उसमें कोई व्यू नहीं दिया था. तो अब इसमें ये है सर कि कमीशन की तरफ से अभी कोई क्लैरिफिकेशन नहीं है. वो क्लैरिफिकेशन जो सर आप रेफर कर रहे हैं वो कमीशन की ये मतलब वर्बल क्लैरिफिकेशन जो हम लोगों की तरफ से था उसी के बेसिस पे सीओ राजस्थान ने एक इंस्ट्रक्शन इशू किया था टू ऑल डीओज.
तो उसमें सर थंब इम्प्रेशन को रिजेक्ट करने के लिए कहा था, बट लास्ट मणिपुर इलेक्शन में एक सिमिलर इशू रेज हुआ था, उसमें कमीशन ने, बिकॉज वहां पे जो होम वोटर की टीम गई थी, वो होम वोटर की टीम का जो फीडबैक मिला था, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट फीडबैक डीओ शॉट क्लैरिफिकेशन फ्रॉम कमीशन थ्रू सीओ, और तब हम लोगों ने 8 वोट के केस में ये व्यू लिया था कि एज देयर वाज नो मतलब violation of secrecy or no identification, no identity of voter is disclosed. So उस केस में थंब इम्प्रेशन वाज एक्सेप्टेड, जो थंब इम्प्रेशन था उसके बेसिस पे ऑप्शन को एक्सेप्ट कर लिया गया था। सो बोथ वे हमारी तरफ से ये गया हुआ है। इसमें सर यही हो सकता है कि अब एक बार फिर कमीशन के पास में जाके और अभी क्लैरिफिकेशन ले लिया जाए। अगर क्लैरिफिकेशन कमीशन देता है वेल एंड गुड, अदरवाइज इट इज द आरओज सब्जेक्टिव डिसीजन।
एक क्वेश्चन और आया था बुटुलिया जी, ये 13B में सीरियल नंबर नहीं है पोस्टल बैलेट में।
13B वाला तो सीरियल नंबर नहीं है, वो सर जैसे विल्फ्रेड सर ने एक्सप्लेन किया था इसमें कि जहां अगर डिफरेंस है दोनों में, देन तो लॉ स्पेसिफिकली मेंशन कर रहा है कि दैट विल बी ए ग्राउंड फॉर रिजेक्शन। बट अगर मेंशन नहीं किया हुआ है उसमें लॉ है वो साइलेंट है, तो उसमें सर मेरे ख्याल से जहां लॉ साइलेंट है वहां हम स्पेसिफिकली तो ये नहीं कह सकते कि वो एक ग्राउंड होगा रिजेक्शन का। तो अब ये इश्यूज थे सर, वो लास्ट टाइम में भी हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किए थे कि इनके ऊपर कुछ क्लैरिफिकेशन हमारी तरफ से जाना चाहिए, बट वो टाइम बहुत शॉर्ट था तो हम लोग नहीं क्लैरिफिकेशन दे पाए।
So there is one question from UK, Rudraprayag. Can we use warehouse as strong room for EVM and VVPAT? This is from Deputy DEO, Rudraprayag, sir.
Question is not clear. What they want actually?
Sir, the question from Deputy DEO, Rudraprayag, Uttarakhand. Can we use warehouse as strong room for EVM and VVPAT?
Yes, sir. EVM warehouse, they can be used. If it is EVM warehouse, it can be used. But what is the purpose? I could not understand from the person is. What actually he wants to know. Actually, in warehouse, if you kept the EVM, then it is EVM warehouse. No issue. But what is it? The question is not clear. Why this question?
UK Rudraprayag, sir, please come online and ask your question.
So warehouse के जो प्रोटोकॉल है, वेयरहाउस और स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम में डिफरेंस है। So warehouses are not the strong rooms, but if you want to convert the warehouse into a strong room, then you have to follow the protocols of a strong room. स्टोर करने में कोई इशू नहीं है, बट वेयरहाउस के प्रोटोकॉल में अगर आप पोस्ट अकाउंटिंग रखेंगे तो फिर उसमें लैप्सेस होने के चांसेस हैं। तो स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम का प्रोटोकॉल आप फॉलो कीजिए।
जोशी जी, उनका काउंटिंग सेंटर कहाँ है रुद्रप्रयाग का? काउंटिंग सेंटर का अप्रूवल लिया होगा ना कहीं पे?
रुद्रप्रयाग, कैन यू कम इन?
सर नमस्कार सर। सर काउंटिंग सेंटर उसी की पेरीफेरी में है सर। हमारा क्वेश्चन ये था कि आफ्टर काउंटिंग क्या हम स्टोरेज हम वेयरहाउस में कर सकते हैं?
वेयरहाउस बोल के कुछ नहीं होता सर, वन क्लियरिटी दिमाग में रख लीजिए। वेयरहाउस तो आपका बहुत सारा कमरा मिलकर एक वेयरहाउस हो सकता है। स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम अगर एक हाउस एक रूम में डिफरेंट सेम चीज है। आप अगर कोई भी जगह में वेयरहाउस जो बोल रहे हैं, अगर किसी कमरे को बनाना चाहेंगे तो आप उसको स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम बना सकते हैं। सिंपल सा ये
राइट सर।
और जो भी प्रोटोकॉल है सिक्योरिटी का, बाकी जो भी है आपको वो फॉलो करना है वहां पर।
नोटेड सर, नोटेड।
Next question from Deputy Commissioner Ramanagara. We have received ETPBS where all three forms 13A, B, C are stapled together. Is it considered as valid or invalid?
कैसे पता चल गया आपको इसे?
Stapled together means 13A and 13B are outside 13C.
Deputy Commissioner Ramanagara, please come online.
Yes, 13A and B are outside 13C, and all three are stapled together.
That has to be rejected.
Thank you.
13A का फिर secrecy violate हो गया ना?
Next question, RO Chinwada. During counting of EVM votes, does the ARO of a particular assembly segment have to announce the round-wise results of that assembly segment? If the postal ballots are being counted in a separate room under the supervision of RO, can the EVM counting commence at 8 a.m. in counting rooms of other assembly segments, or should it wait for 30 minutes?
ये तो बता चुके हैं. That has been verified earlier.
अभी डाला सर क्वेश्चन 5 मिनट पहले डाला अभी 5 मिनट पहले क्वेश्चन डाला सर.
हाँ, कहाँ से पूछिए तो एक बार.
चिनवाड़ा सर, आरओ चिनवाड़ा, प्लीज कम ऑनलाइन.
तो है ही नहीं, दिखाई नहीं दे रहे हैं. इज नॉट देयर.
सर छिंदवाड़ा से गुड मॉर्निंग सर. मैं छिंदवाड़ा से एडीएम बोल रहा हूँ सर.
जी बताइए. आपने क्लियर.
माय फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन.
पूछिए.
Sir, my first question is कि does the ARO of a particular assembly segment has to announce the round-wise results of his particular assembly segment, or should the or is the RO only duty bound to announce it for the whole round?
ARO will announce for his assembly segment.
Right, sir.
And he will supply the signed copy to the returning officer. The returning officer, after receiving all the results from all the assembly segments, he will then announce for the entire PC.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so my second question.
पोस्टल बैलेट का काउंटिंग देखिए, उसमें जो जहां पर रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर बैठ रहे हैं, जहां पर आपका पोस्टल बैलेट की काउंटिंग है, उसके अलावा जो असेंबली सेगमेंट्स हैं, उसमें तो स्टेट में वो अपॉइंटेड आवर्स में स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. मतलब ईवीएम काउंटिंग 8 बजे अगर है तो 8 बजे से ही स्टार्ट हो जाएगी. अब सवाल ये आता है कि जहाँ पे पोस्टल बैलेट काउंट हो रहा है तो उसके दो तरह से सेटअप हो सकता है. एक सेटअप ये है जहाँ पे पोस्टल बैलेट है वहीं पे ईवीएम का भी है, मतलब उसी हॉल में ही है व्यवस्था. चाहे वो स्थिति हो, चाहे वो दूसरी स्थिति हो कि बगल के कमरे में पोस्टल बैलेट काउंट हो रहा है और इधर वाले कमरे में ईवीएम काउंट हो रहा है. दोनों ही केसेस में आधा घंटा वेट करके ही ईवीएम काउंटिंग स्टार्ट होगी.
राइट.
क्योंकि वो आरओ के डायरेक्ट सुपरविजन में है, वो असेंबली सेगमेंट.
राइट. थैंक यू सर.
Sir, last question in the chat box. DO Dharmapuri. If the postal ballot paper serial number is not written in Form 13A declaration in brackets, can we reject the PB?
रूल 54A को देख लीजिए और इसमें हमारे इंस्ट्रक्शन क्लियर है. हमारे इंस्ट्रक्शन में लिखा है ना कि ग्राउंड्स ऑन व्हिच द पोस्टल बैलेट इज टू बी रिजेक्टेड. इसको फॉलो कर लीजिए. 19 जुलाई 2023 का इंस्ट्रक्शन आप देख लीजिए.
Any other questions from the participants? If there are no questions, we can wind up, sir.
Yes, yeah.
Because I've read all the questions in the chat box.
Yeah. Yes, let us wind up. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Sir, in total, 580 participants attended this doubt clearing session from pan-India basis. First of all, I would like to thank all the participants for joining this doubt clearing session and getting their doubts cleared. On behalf of all the participants and AAADM, I would like to extend special thanks to Mr. K. Wilfred sir, Senior Consultant to AAADM, and Mr. N.N. Butolia sir, Senior Principal Secretary to ECI, and Mr. S.P. Joshi sir, Principal Secretary ECI, and Mr. Madhusudan Gupta sir, Secretary ECI, for clearing all the doubts of the participants. Thank you once again to one and all for joining this doubt clearing session and clearing your doubts cleared. Thank you very much, sir, and have a good day.
Thank you very much, and all the best.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.